Okay, so today I'm going to spend about half an hour listening to this piece by Simon Steen-Andersen. It's his piano concerto from 2014. I believe the pianist is also playing sampler, and there's a video component to the piece. I've never listened to it before. I think I got the score from some sort of composer Discord group that I was in, and I think that listening group covered it, but I didn't really go to the session, so this will be my first time listening. We've looked at one other piece by the composer, and in that episode I cover his biography, episode number below. And yeah, I guess I'll just go over the instrumentation and read this little blurb off of his website. So if we look at the far left here, it looks like the instrumentation is 3-3-3-3, so triple winds, and then 4-3-3-1, so very very typical brass size. 4 percussionists. Might be hard to get a percussion list for this one. Then harp, sampler, which I think will also double as the piano part, and strings. And the auxiliary winds, you might have picked up on them, although this is a very low resolution score, but at least at the start of the piece we got an alto flute and a piccolo, an English horn, an E-flat clarinet and a bass clarinet and a contra bassoon, a piccolo trumpet, and also a trumpet in C as well as a trumpet in B flat. So that's kind of weird. Looks like there's no bass trombone, but it's possible that the third doubles on bass. So that's about what you need to program this, as far as I can tell here. And I think I saw a little note there about requiring at least one 5-string bass for the low C. So there you go. So the premiere was October 19th, 2014, with Nicholas Hodges and the SWR Orchestra in Donaueschingen, Germany. And then we have like another German performance, then Luxembourg, 2 more German performances, Denmark, Estonia, Sweden, and a whole bunch of other German performances, etc. And the most recent performance was December of last year in Ukraine, in Kiev. So it's a virtual double concerto between a classical grand, which is physically on stage, and then a battered, almost completely broken grand piano, which I guess is the video component. So there's some sort of like doppelganger. Pretty interesting idea conceptually. Here's a nice still of it. You have this projected pianist on a piano-shaped cutout facing the actual pianist, and then you have a widescreen at the back. It looks like it's actually in front of the brass and percussion, or some of the brass and percussion, and it's still of a grand piano being dropped onto a concrete floor. I don't know what else to say about it. I'll reserve my excitement for the reaction portion of the video. If you want to watch this video, for your convenience, I've put the link in the video description here. And yeah, hopefully this will be a positive experience for all of us. Okay, so I found this piece quite fun and also quite funny. I think you do have to watch the video to get the full experience. Looking at the score was kind of interesting. Like it led to some interesting discoveries. Obviously, the sampler and the pre-recorded piano stuff is just notated conventionally, like the keys that are being played. But there's very little relationship between what you see on the score and what you actually end up hearing or seeing in the case of the video on stage. And I think that's kind of fun. It's very apparent in the cadenza that from the score that the pre-recorded piano is playing this piece of romantic music, and it's not quite audible, obviously, in the performance because of the how damaged the piano is, but it's like you can get a good shot of there's like a nice shot of the performer playing it at the keyboard, so it sort of does the same thing as what the score does. As an audio visual piece, I think it's very interesting. It's a bit long for the content, maybe, in terms of like an audio visual piece, but it's also a very just like good, interesting sounding like orchestra piece. So it sort of has this like double function, I think. And yeah, my favorite moment, maybe this was your favorite moment too, was when the video of the piano falling came back and it turned into this little like dance where it was just like barely touching the ground. You like barely get the beginning of the sound of it hitting the surface, and it looked like it was dancing, like its little legs were bending, and it was really, really bizarre and absurd. And I thought that was like not something I would have thought of, but it is very funny, and I think says a lot about the personality of Simon Steen-Andersen. And yeah, it's like it's sort of a healthy balance of like theatricality and then this like modernist kind of sensibility. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that one. We're going to be looking at some Beat Führer, his piano concerto, in a couple days. And until then, happy listening.